What's hiding in my neighbor's basement? Part 3. I couldn't move. My body locked in place as the voice echoed through the darkness.
You shouldn't have come here.
Mr. Garrison stepped into the faint glow of my dying flashlight. He was holding something, a long metal rod glinting ominously in the dim light. His expression wasn't anger. It was calculated calm.
So curious. That's the problem with people like you. Always looking where you don't belong.
He said, almost mockingly. I swallowed hard, trying to steady my voice.
What is all this? What are you doing down here?
He tilted his head, amused.
You wouldn't understand. But since you're here, let me show you.
Before I could react, he flipped a switch on the wall. The basement flooded with a harsh, fluorescent light. And that's when I saw them, cages. At least a dozen of them, lining the far wall. Inside each cage was a person, their faces pale and sunken, their eyes wide with fear.
What are you doing to them?
I shouted, my voice cracking. Mr. Garrison chuckled, a low, chilling sound.
Research.
He said simply,
I'm helping them evolve.
Evolve. The word sounded absurd, almost laughable, but there was nothing funny about the scene in front of me. He stepped closer to one of the cages, where a man was huddled in the corner, trembling.
People are weak, but with the right adjustments, we can become something more. Stronger. Smarter.
He said, almost to himself. My stomach churned. This wasn't just madness. It was calculated, methodical insanity. I backed away, my hands searching for something, anything, I could use as a weapon. My fingers brushed against a heavy wrench on a nearby shelf.
You think you can stop me?
Mr. Garrison said, as if reading my thoughts.
Go ahead. Try.
Adrenaline surged through me. I gripped the wrench and swung it with all my might. It connected with his shoulder, and he stumbled back, the metal rod clattering to the ground. Without thinking, I bolted for the stairs. The captives' voices erupted in a cacophony of pleas.
Help us! Don't leave us here!
Every fiber of my being screamed to keep running, but I couldn't just leave them. I turned back, grabbed the keys hanging on the wall, and unlocked as many cages as I could before Mr. Garrison recovered. Go! I shouted at the freed captives. They didn't need to be told twice. A chaotic stampede ensued as they rushed toward the stairs. But just as I was about to follow, Mr. Garrison lunged at me, tackling me to the ground. We struggled, his grip like a vice around my wrist. My flashlight rolled away, casting wild shadows on the walls.
You're ruining everything.
He snarled, his face inches from mine, summoning every ounce of strength. I kneed him in the stomach and scrambled to my feet. I grabbed the flashlight and swung it at him, knocking him unconscious. The basement was silent except for my ragged breathing. I didn't wait to see if he'd wake up. I raced up the stairs, out the door, and into the night. It's been weeks since that night. The police arrested Mr. Garrison, but he refuses to talk. They found evidence of his research in the basement, but no one knows exactly what he was trying to accomplish. As for the captives, they're still recovering. And me? I can't shake the feeling that this isn't over. That somewhere, somehow, there's more to his story.